golf with daughter Savannah, and we have a fantastic show for you today to complement the last show we did for you, where we really did a number on that backswing, didn't we?
Yes.
So we got that backswing nice and centered, and it's poised for a nice delivery toward the target. So how do we deliver the right timing in your weight shift and the way your body clears? Now, you remember a couple of videos a while back, just a couple of weeks, where you threw the club, right? So if you're throwing the club in that square there, do a pretend throw. Where would you let it go?
Up there.
Right about there? Okay. Yes. So if you have a target, your brain basically knows when to shift, how much to clear, and when to let go. We saw that before, right? So here's something to engage it a bit more. So let's go back to your nice sword analogy. So hold the club upside down. There we go. Can everybody see how she's engaging those legs right there? And we're going to show you in slow motion at the end how we do that with these drills. Now, let's say you were going to play some baseball. Now we got a nice heavy bat for you. So you're waiting for the pitch. That's it. Now you give it a good swing. So notice how she had to step into that lead leg to do that. Let's see you do that again. Wait for the pitch. And when did you feel the need to step?
Like coming down.
Exactly. So it's actually the first move to finish the backswing is that nice step in that lead leg. So if you go to the top of your golf backswing for me, please. So you'll notice the turning that we did last week. We showed you how centered you stay in the backswing and how your butt was moving towards the target. So go ahead and do that. Now notice the weight is on the inside of that trail leg and your butt is toward the target. So aren't you ready to just crush your right heel to start the downswing? So let's see you squat. That's it. So you feel that nice squat into that right side. So if you sway in the backswing, how are you supposed to get to that lead side?
You can't.
Right? So it's like when you're in the pool up to your neck in water and you're trying to find the bottom with your tippy toes. That's not a nice feeling to have.
No.
So gather, throw it out there. Exactly. So you feel that how you're using the ground to do that. So let's see you hit a couple of shots. Now you remember, in order to get that lead side engaged better, what we were working with you is, because that angle of attack could be just a little more downward for you, we're trying to keep the ball under that target there. So you're going to go left edge of that intermediate point, but under the target, keeping it nice and low. Yeah. So really nice strike.
Yeah.
That was 160 carry with your blade 7-iron. So let's see you keep it even lower than that, way below the target. So notice how the height that you're hitting it, it's just below center of the target.
Yeah.
Man, you're smoking those. Like it's 160 carry. And you'll see in slow motion at the end of the video.
Oh, that was down.
Pardon me?
That was down.
Well, there you go. So now you're about 1 degree downward on that club. So the next little step we're going to do, and that's something, and we told you how Munashe was going to show us how to slam a medicine ball into the ground today, right? So the kinetic chain, and you'll see how the body has to lower when you shift the weight into that lead side. So show me that twirling of the ball there. You want me to grab that? I'll be your caddy. So, exactly.
Well, I have to go this way, don't I?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to send that into the net, go ahead. There you go. So when did you push off the ground? So you'll notice when we show you that in slow motion, there's a lowering of the body that comes down with the ball. So notice how I have to come down with it, and then I choose the proper moment to push up on it, right? So let's see you do that again. There you go. Just like when you were a kid on a swing, you knew exactly when to push down on that swing.
Yeah.
So you're pushing down on the swing, and the swing is sitting itself up against the ground, and that pressure is throwing you up into the air. And then you would come back down with it and get ready to apply that pressure again. So there's a preparation when you're coming back down with it. So go to the top of your backswing. And then as the arms come down, your body is coming down with it, right?
Yeah.
So you feel how you're loading that ground, and you're getting ready to push off the ground with the inside of that lead leg.
Yeah.
And then as you come through here, you're pushing up off the ground to send the energy of your swing toward the target. So it's really important that the ball never become your target, because then you're going to push up way too early.
Yeah. Which
So-
I do a lot.
Huh?
Which I do a lot.
Okay, so instead, when you collect the ball here and you release the ball out to the target, then your timing really improves. So if you're staying low under that target, much better. That was a lot lower. Let's do one more. Let's see you stay left of the intermediate point and way under that target. Yes. So now we're at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
And
That was 155 carry.
see, that was 1.3 down.
Yeah.
All right. Were you thinking below?
Yeah, I just didn't do it.
Okay, try one more.
I mean, that felt good, but
So let's see you hit it between the floor and the target. Super low. Not bad. So the direction was just a little bit right.
yeah.
So how would you keep it that height but left of the intermediate point? Much better. So a second way of doing that would be, you remember when we were putting that little T in front of the ball?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that was big carry. That was
160.
160 carry. And that was basically flush, almost 1 degree, just under 1 degree up. I mean, it's, hey, listen, if you can carry a 7-iron 160 blade, you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, not too shabby.
So notice how we just put a T in front of the ball, and we're going to have her collect that T and send the T into the net as well. Okay?
That was okay.
Now, how accessible was that tee for you? Notice how
Not
you just
really.
notice how you just barely grazed it.
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah, that was better.
So let's see how that affected. That was great carry again, 159 carry. How did it affect your angle of attack? And there you go, 1.2 down.
Hallelujah.
Okay? So, and you can see how when she's trying to go for that tee, she's not going to sway away from the tee. So you're holding your ground, and then you actually have to lower yourself even more to get all the way through that tee.
Yeah.
So that is a really good drill for you. So the height that we're hitting it on the net, as well as getting through a second object on the ground, is a great visual to lower that down. So let me show you, from behind what that looks like and how we're engaging that lead leg. So back to the ball on a string, coming down, pulling up, coming down, pulling up. So you see how I'm getting ready to, so I'm coming down to prepare, right about there I'm pulling up, and if I have a nice target, I know exactly when to let go. So if I'm doing the same thing here, so I gather up, I'm coming back down with my arms and club, then I'm using the ground to throw the energy of my swing out toward the target. So if I got my target in mind, then my brain knows when to go for the ground and how much to get me out of the way. So we gather up, down and through. So you can see a very distinct grabbing of the ground, and you can see how close I am. So as I get to the top of the backswing, I am immediately on top of that lead side. I can go to that lead side and really use that lead side to throw it out there. So if I sway off the ball, then there's no way I'm going to be able to go get that ground. So if I do tee in front of the ball, just like we did with Sav, see how forward that is? So I got to be able to go get that tee. So gather and deliver ball and tee into the net. That was absolutely smoked. 181 carry 7-iron. And that image really helps out, Sav. You know, when I had that tee in front, I really had to get a little lower to get all the way through, and it felt like I had to engage that lead leg so much more assertively to do it.
Yeah, when you go get something, it helps.
Exactly. So let's have a look at Moo doing a little medicine ball slamming, and then we'll show you in slow motion, and then I'm going to do a little voiceover on top of that, and I'll describe what's happening with that, okay? And he does it so much better than I do, so we'll see in a bit. So you've played a lot of football.
Right.
And what's really cool also is you went from your receiver weight that you are now
Yeah.
into D-line weight.
Which was about 230, yeah.
230,
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And then now back to about what?
210, 208.
Okay.
On any given day, so.
So, and this is all muscle stuff we're talking about,
Yeah,
right? This is not just fat. This is, you have to put on that kind of muscle to be able to move.
Yeah.
Now, why does that medicine ball slam work so well throughout all the sports?
It's because of the power output you're generating as you do the exercise. It helps a lot with engaging the anaerobic system, and you engage the full body kinetic chain, same way you do in your teachings, right? With the golf swing, it's never just one part of the body; it's the whole, whole system. So medicine ball does a good job of addressing that.
All right.
Yeah,
So so there's a big kinetic chain that's involved with that throwing of the medicine ball into the ground.
Right.
So by the way, we have somebody underneath us, right?
Right. Yeah.
They're not there in the wintertime, so you can go ahead and slam it.
Okay.
And are you going to be doing multiple repetitions?
Yeah, just to show you the motion of what's involved just in the medicine ball throw.
Okay.
But also on how you're generating force and power output from it, and then that way you can learn, be able to apply it towards the golf swing in respect to the power output.
Because when we're talking about, we get to the top of the backswing, and the centeredness of that backswing holds us very close to that lead leg, so we can go get that lead leg.
Yeah.
And we're lowering ourselves with that lead leg. There is a nice lowering that occurs before you actually fire that kinetic chain, isn't there?
Right, yeah, your
All
legs
right.
are involved in a lot of it.
I'll let you demonstrate. Love it. So when you see this in slow motion in a second, I'm looking at how you jump up with it,
Yeah.
land back down, go get the ground, and there's this beautiful engagement that occurs, and then that chain
Yeah, because you need your lats.
engages.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I wouldn't want to be on the opposite end of that D line for you, man.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at that in slow motion.